For me, the seed was planted at a Women in the World summit in New York, the Tina Brown gathering. And there was a panel called the Other Malalas. And it had all these girls from Afghanistan, from Pakistan, from Southeast Asia, and there were no black girls on the panel. And I remember thinking, that's so weird. There are young black girls who are leading in their community. And if it's a question that there aren't enough of them, then that's just because they don't have people who are nurturing them to become leaders. And that was really where the idea came from. Initially, I'd wanted to set up a school, a little bit like Oprah, but who can compete with that? So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go my own way. And coming from a country like Sierra Leone that has huge gender inequity, it was the place to go and a place to start. Yeah, I was incredibly blessed to have an incredible mother, and so she has always been my sole mentor and role model. I didn't really need to go outside of that. She was like plenty. And really her advice throughout life has just been to stay focused, to do the work, and to believe in myself. And I grew up in a home where there were just no barriers, no obstacles seen. And that's not to say it was ever told to me that things would be easy, but that if I set my mind to it and it was truly what I wanted to do, I could overcome and get there. So I really always leaned on her, and she's been my rock, and she still is. Growing up in Sierra Leone, there was a public library there, and I remember just the sense of freedom of being able to go and just go through the different, shelves and find books that I could take home and devour across a weekend. And I've always loved libraries. I've always loved them. They're safe spaces, they're magical places. And I was very fortunate to go to Trinity College, Cambridge, that has an incredible library, the Wren Library, which is beautiful as a space just to look at. And I spent lots of time in there. I'm not going to tell you that I spent a lot of time studying in there, because that would be a lie, but I did really like the space and the way it draws you in and expands your mind. So I've always loved them. What I really want to see people do is read widely. What I really want them to do is read beyond their obvious inclinations or their camps, if you will. I think what we have too readily now is everything's in silos, right? So people are like, this is what I believe in, and I don't want to read anything else beyond that. It's like almost preaching to the converted. I only want to read or watch what confirms my bias. And what I'd really like to see is people read widely. I'd really like to see people take chances and open their minds and read not just, online, but go to libraries, buy books, read newspapers, and just entertain different voices and opinions. Because I think with a fuller knowledge, a fuller picture, it will be much easier to weed between fact and fiction.